Hello and welcome back to Nerd Doc. The third Ant-Man movie is here, and this video covers the two credit scenes at the end of the film. That means there will be spoilers for Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. If you wish to avoid spoilers, you can check out our character bios on MODOK and Kang, both linked in the description below. There are chapter timestamps, so you can jump around the video as you wish. If you have any questions, or we missed anything, leave a comment and we'll respond as best we can. As a reminder, Ant-Man 3 is still in theaters, so we can only show you footage from the trailers. Please bear with us there. This video also only covers the two post-credit scenes, but if you're looking for an explanation of the ending or plot details, you can find that video linked below as well. The first mid-credit scene in Ant-Man 3 shows three Kang variants talking to one another about the death of Kang Prime, how the Avengers have been meddling with the multiverse, and their plans to conquer all the things. These three variants are Rama-Tut, the Scarlet Centurion, and Immortus. We already made a video covering the variants of Kang, which you can find linked below, but what's interesting about this is that Scarlet Centurion's design has been significantly updated. In the comics, it originally looked almost like gladiator garb, then was updated to look more like futuristic comic book armor when Kang's son took on the mantle. However, it was originally modeled after Dr. Doom's armor. Doom isn't in the MCU just yet, but the Scarlet Centurion armor seen at the end of Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania somewhat resembles that of Superior Iron Man, who is rumored to make an appearance in Avengers: Secret Wars. This new look of the Scarlet Centurion may indicate that Kang modeled the armor after Iron Man instead of Doom, or that Doom's armor will look similar to that of Superior Iron Man. Of course, Marvel could go in a completely different direction, but food for thought nonetheless. Anyway, as they walk into an arena, it's revealed that Immortus has summoned the full Council of Kangs to determine how they will remove the Avengers and conquer the multiverse. This arena is very likely the MCU equivalent of the trans-temporal hub world from the comics, a place that exists outside of time. It was assumed that the MCU version of the trans-temporal hub world was actually Limbo from the Loki series, but this location is much more fitting, and could even be within Kang's Chronopolis, the city Immortus rules over in the comics. And Immortus was very much in charge during this credit scene. So what does all this mean? In the comics, the Council of Kangs was only a handful of Kang variants who were all Kang the Conqueror and led by Kang Prime. In the movie, this has been expanded to include every Kang variant aside from Kang Prime, who seemingly died at the end of the movie. Although if you want to know what really happened to Kang Prime, check out our Fate of Kang video linked in the description below. Even a Skrull variant of Kang can be seen in the arena, meaning in his timeline, the Skrulls took over Earth, something we're likely to see the beginning of in the Secret Invasion Disney Plus series. In the comics, Kang Prime, as head of the Council of Kangs, was manipulated by Immortus, whose goal was to eliminate all other Kang variants to ensure that he was the last one standing. Think of Immortus as an evil, younger version of He Who Remains from the Loki series. It was likely Immortus who plotted to have Kang Prime stranded in the quantum realm, since he was the biggest threat to his conquest. This is essentially the start of the multiversal war He Who Remains spoke of at the end of Loki Season 1. Now that Kang Prime is seemingly gone, Immortus will likely manipulate all of the other Kang variants to fight against the Avengers, leading to the deaths of many Kangs, and eventually leaving Immortus as the last standing Kang to rule over the multiverse. This will very likely happen in Avengers: The Kang Dynasty, as the Kang variants storm present-day Earth. It's even rumored that a younger version of He Who Remains will work with the Avengers to stop the Kang invasion. However, this is said to fail, with He Who Remains then having to search what's left of the multiverse, which will likely just be Battleworld, to gather a multiversal team of Avengers to take down the last Kang standing in Avengers: Secret Wars. Now the second post-credit scene is a bit more mysterious. This is a scene from Loki Season 2, or that leads into Loki Season 2. It shows Loki and Mobius watching a lecture in the past being given by Victor Timely. Loki seems very afraid, but Mobius just wants to know who this guy is and why Loki said he was terrifying. So who is Victor Timely? In the comics, every time Kang traveled to the past, he created a divergent version of himself. This is slightly different from a variant because it's still the same Kang, but basically a copy of himself that was left in the past. Kind of like how a new timeline is created when any kind of change is made to an existing timeline, even if the new timeline is only slightly different from the original one. Victor Timely is a divergent of Kang who has stayed in the early 1900s in order to plan his conquest of the current era Earth. In the comics, he established the town of Timely in Wisconsin and even became mayor. That doesn't quite seem to be the case in this scene, but he was also a savvy businessman, creating a number of various businesses and teaching his staff the basic principles of robotics. That does seem to be what's going on in the post-credit scene, or at least the MCU equivalent of it. Victor would travel to and from the Chronopolis and then travel through time to the past and future of Earth. When he was gone, he'd have a robot take his place who would seemingly age like a normal human. Since Kang ages significantly slower than a normal human, he would have the robot die, then he'd take on the identity of his next of kin, Victor Timely Jr., Victor Timely III, and so on. Many of the technological advances of the 20th century were indirectly caused by Victor and his companies, with some of his equipment being used by Reed Richards, Misty Knight, and Roxxon's Deathlock, who is rumored to be coming to the MCU along with the CEO of Roxxon, Dario Agger. So what is Victor Timely doing in Loki Season 2? That's hard to say, but it's likely linked to the Council of Kangs, or possibly just the general takeover of the multiverse by Kang. Victor could even be a divergent copy of Kang Prime, who will eventually become him once again. Following Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, we're going to see a lot more Kang variants popping up all over the place in the MCU. It's even possible Victor Timely is the same Kang who Loki saw as a statue at the end of Season 1, with the TVA serving as Chronopolis, allowing Victor to travel through time to different points in Earth's past, present, and future, all to facilitate his conquest of Earth, and likely the eventual invasion that will occur in Avengers: The Kang Dynasty. There's even a chance Marvel will merge Victor Timely with Mr. Griffin, another variant of Kang who started Kang Enterprises. In the comics, Kang Enterprises bought Stark Tower, which you can see in Limbo during Season 1. At the time that Loki Season 1 was airing on Disney+, this was thought to be nothing more than a quick Easter egg, but if Victor ends up also being the MCU version of Mr. Griffin, he may establish Kang Enterprises during Loki Season 2. So what did you think of the post-credit scenes in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania? Are you excited for the Council of Kangs and how they'll likely invade Earth in Avengers: The Kang Dynasty? What do you think Victor Timely is up to in Loki Season 2? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. For now, that wraps up this video. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with someone who loves Marvel and Kang the Conqueror.